Iran and Israel traded strikes overnight. President Trump told them to quit it, knock it off, stop. And it appears they've done just that. They've stopped. Retired four-star General Jack Keane joining me this morning. All right, General, let's sum this up. The straits are closed. The missiles are firing. This uranium dust is still in Iran. Nothing seems to be happening. Are you of the camp that says the president should finish the job?
Yes. I mean, what we have here, President Trump, in my judgment, the most consequential president we've had in dealing with the Iranians. It's 47 years, and no one has taken any strong action against him. So he has brought us to this point because of that strong action. And yes, on April the 8th, we went to a ceasefire, ostensibly because the Iranians said, we're willing to open up the straits in a couple of weeks through negotiations. Well, here we are 8 weeks, and they haven't done that. Quite the contrary, they've been firing on ships passing through it, and we've been defending against fast boats and drones. We've knocked every single one of them out. They lit up the Hezbollah, even though there was a ceasefire in Lebanon, and they have been violating that ceasefire. Over 2,000 rockets and drones into northern Israel, forcing evacuation of villages and towns, 300-plus Israelis wounded. And now Iran fires 11 ballistic missiles at Israel. Israel has to respond to that. Any one of those getting through could kill hundreds of people, given the lethality of a ballistic missile. Major different than a rocket and certainly a drone. And what President Trump is trying to do is get it to stop. And he's appealed to the Israelis and also to the Iranians. If the Israelis say they're going to stop, it'll stop. If the Iranians say they're going to stop, it's unlikely. The evidence is pretty clear since April the 18th.
So where does this come to an end?
And when is it going to come to an end? I think the president has more information than we have, and we'll give him credit for that. He thinks we're getting close to a deal, but we've been getting close to a deal for several weeks now. I have always believed that the preferred option is to go back to military operations, full scale, 10 to 14 days. We're going to go after military targets and other targets that will put the regime on a pathway to its collapse. And I think it really is the most realistic option, because even if we get a good deal, Stuart, let's say the nuclear dust, we take it out. We bring it home to Oak Ridge like we did in Libya. And all the other things we want, no support for the proxies, reduction in ballistic missiles and drones, everything on the table. The reality is that the Iranians are going to want what for that? Even if they agree to that, which is doubtful, they're going to want money, lots of it. And we begin to do what? We begin to recover the regime, and they're going to be around for years, as a result of that recovery. And you know as well as I do, they'll get the money back. And then what are they going to do? They're likely not to fully implement the deal that they already signed. Right. Why? Because 47 years of cheating and lying to us, and they're going to reverse it. So this is a regime, despite what they say and despite what they sign, clearly cannot be trusted.
So what are we going to do, and when are we going to do it?
I believe let the president deal with the reality in front of us and the information he has. And I'm confident he's not going to make a bad deal. That is a fact, which I think is a major obstacle for the Iranians. And number two, at some point when his patience runs out in dealing with this, we've got to go back to military operations and finish it once and for all.
The Iranians are looking at all of this, and they must perceive that they are actually winning, because nothing happens. We threaten military action, it doesn't happen. They fire rockets and missiles, and nothing happens in retaliation. They've got to be looking and saying, this president, he can be pushed around a little. They must be saying that.
Two things happened when they closed the Straits of Hormuz. They wanted what? They wanted the war to stop. They got that. And then they went into a negotiation phase. Admittedly, it was only going to be over 2 weeks. It was our deadline. What was their objective in the negotiation phase? I think it's pretty clear. We don't talk to them. We don't know for sure. But looking at the evidence, the objective is, as you reported here, to drag these negotiations out as long as it's possible. That's what they did with the Obama administration. 18 months to get the JCPOA deal, and it was a lousy deal for the United States. That's not going to happen with the Trump administration. But the Iranians' objective of dragging the negotiations out is what they're about here. And they believe, this is in their head, They think if they drag it out and get it close to the midterm elections in the United States, they pay a lot of attention to it, the likelihood is President Trump would not reattack. I think that is also likely a miscalculation. Why? The evidence is clear. President Trump got into a negotiated deal timeline with the Iranians before the 12-day war. He gave them 60 days. They didn't come to a deal, just like we're struggling with them now. On the 61st day, he green-lighted Israel to attack Iran, which began the 12-day war. I believe they're miscalculating once again. They underestimated the president then, and I think they're underestimating him again now.
Is there a strong body of opinion within the administration that says we've got to take action and soon? Is that a strong body of
I think
opinion?
the advisors around the president are split on that issue.
Yeah.
They are split, and that's one of the reasons you see this. And that is a number of them want to see the negotiations take hold and not return to military operations. There's others that say the negotiations are futile and we're not going to get the deal we want anyway, and we should get on with it.
I've got 30 seconds. Do the Israelis and the CIA, do they still have that exquisite intelligence which tells us exactly where the Revolutionary Guard leaders are at any one moment? So we could take them out.
We know where a lot of the leaders are, but they're not stupid. They have dug deeper and deeper and deeper to protect themselves. That's number one. But listen, going back to intelligence, for 8 weeks, Stuart, we have been watching everything that's going on in Iran. So while they have recovered their military capability, they've taken the ballistic missiles out of the deeply buried tunnels. You know, we had rubbled them so they couldn't get them out. Engineering operation, they've excavated. They moved the launchers out. They moved the ballistic missiles out. But what? We're watching. So what does that tell you? We kind of have a feel for what's really happening on the ground militarily. We know what the targets are. We know where the leadership is. We also know where the missiles are, where the drones are. This return to military operations is going to be quite devastating for them.
Okay. We'll wait and see, and we will. General, always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Great talking to you.
Thank you, sir.